Hi students, welcome to Garud Engineering classes. I am Professor Garud. I will take your applied electronics or EDC, electronics devices and circuit, and this is the second lecture of EDC subject. So we were starting with the basic fundamental things of the electronics. What is a transistor and what are the different configurations of transistor? Transistor is a three terminal. Transistor is a three terminal device, three layer and two junction device. Correct. To make a transistor, to maintain transistor is always maintained in active region, and for that input junction should be forward bias and output junction should be reverse bias. That is the biasing condition for the transistor. Depending upon the three terminals, we can have common base, common collector and common emitter as a configuration of transistor. Now here I want to tell you, today I will explain transistor as an amplifier. Correct. So first I want to tell you what is amplification. Correct. Amplification means what? Boosting the signal. Suppose if I say, suppose this is amplifier, and from this side if I say A, from this side it should be A, like this. So just whatever signal I am giving, amplifier will not change its shape or its size. Only it will not change its shape, but it will increase its size. Correct. So that is the strength. Amplification means strength. Correct. So there are different types of amplifier: current amplifier, voltage amplifier, power amplifiers. But here, what type of amplifier it is, that I will explain. But what is amplification? Here I say symbolical presentation of amplifier is, suppose this is symbol of amplifier. I write A. Okay. This amplifier must have signal. Like suppose if I say 10 volt. Correct? And amplification factor, like this is actually multiplier. Amplifier is basically multiplier. Suppose if I say multiplication factor is 5, this is input, correct, and output. Now here what we can say, suppose it is in voltage form, so I will write Vi. In voltage form I will write Vo. Okay. Now what is amplification? Amplification means whatever I am applying here, this particular device will increase the strength of signal without changing its original shape. Means what? If I write 2 volt here, 2 into 5, output will be 10 volt. If I give 0.5 volt here, 0.5 into 5, that is 2.5 volt here. Correct? If I give 0.9, correct, here I get 4.5 volt. So what is it? Whatever signal I give, it will amplify. In what? This is amplification factor. How we calculate this amplification factor? This is always called A, amplification factor. Amplification factor A equals to output upon input. Okay? This is what I can say. Output is 10, that time input is 2, which is equal to 5. If output is 2.5, that time input was 0.5. Correct? That is equal to 5. So this particular amplification factor is always fixed. Multiplication. But thing is what? There are two questions I say. If I give 10 volt as an input, thing is what? Here I say around, not 10, but I say 5 volt. What will be the output? That is the question. If I say multiplication factor is 5. Okay. Now, here can you judge what is the output? And second question I will ask, but this is the first question I am going to ask. If input is 5 volt, what will be the output? According to calculation, 5 into 5, output we are expecting is 25 volt. But we have to check whether this 25 volt is possible or what. That means this amplifier, the amplifier will amplify this much? The answer is no, because it is restricted by supply. Amplifier cannot amplify more than supply. So this is what we can say supply. This is output signal, this is input signal, correct? See, input supply, it is not input supply, it is input signal. This is output signal, this is supply. So this will not cross the level of supply. Correct? Now thing is what here? See, then what will be the output? Output will be maximum 210 volt. This thing is called saturated. Suppose somebody is asking, suppose in your pocket there are only 100 rupees. Okay? And you want to give that 100 rupees to your friend, and friend is asking, and actually he is in need. Suppose friend asks 2 rupees. You are like God. What he asks, you multiply by 10 and you give. Okay? Suppose he asks 2 rupees, you give 20 rupees. Donor. Okay? He asks 3, you give 30. Okay? He is your best friend. He asks 5, what you will give? 50. If he asks 10, what you will give? 100. Suppose he asks 50, then you want to multiply by 10. That is 500. But you don't have supply of 500 in your wallet. Maximum supply is 100. So what you can say? My dear friend, I want to give 500 rupees, but I don't have that much. Maximum I am having 100 rupees. Suppose he asks 1000 rupees, then you will supply 100 rupees. Suppose he asks 1 lakh rupees, then you will give only 100 rupees because your capacity is of 100 rupees only. So, how much he will demand, that we cannot say, we cannot predict. But how much we give, that is in our control. Correct? Even though your amplification is 10 times whatever he is demanding, then you will supply your maximum. That time, if demand is more than that, you will be saturated. Correct? You will not supply more than that. Correct? That is the thing. So that means what? Here also, amplifier, whatever input. What is the limit on input? No limit on input. Whatever input I give, but it has to supply maximum till 10 volt only. Correct? So this is the thing of amplifier. Now thing is what? Amplification means what, as I told, boosting the strength of weak signal without changing its original shape. Here I say, suppose if I give this type of signal, I get this type of signal. If I apply this type of signal, I get bigger sine wave. Time period will be same, but amplitude is changed. Frequency will be same, but amplitude will be changed. So what is amplification? Amplification is what? Like magnifying glass. Using magnifying glass, you want to read something. Correct? So what is that? You are not going to change the letter. Only that letter is magnified. Correct? Something is written inside. Professor Garud is written inside. Means you will read that Professor Garud, but in bigger format. Correct? So same thing happens here. As amplifier means what? Boosting the strength of weak signal without changing its original shape. Original shape is sine wave. Output will be sine wave. Original frequency is 10 kilohertz. Output will be 10 kilohertz. Okay. If triangular, then output will be triangular. Got it? Now, second question. First question was whether it will amplify more than this. Answer is no. Amplifier will be saturated. Okay. Second question I want to ask. Whatever the amplification factor, what is that? Output upon input is amplification factor. So that amplification factor is always amplification factor is equal to output upon input. This formula is applicable for all cases. Let's see. Okay. Here I say, I put one restriction or condition on this. This amplifier cannot pick up signal less than 0.1 volt. If signal is less than 0.1, this amplifier will not pick up that signal. Means suppose if you consider mic and if you, this amplifier will not pick up, even though I am speaking, that signal is below its minimum sensitivity. This amplifier is not that much sensitive to pick up my voice. Got it? So here also I tell you, suppose if I put a restriction here that this signal is, if this signal is greater than 0.1, then only it takes output or it gives output, it reacts. Okay? And you know, maximum here, if I start from 0, then maximum it will give 10. Multiplication factor is 5. Means what will be 10 divided by 5? Maximum will be 2 volt. So this is actually range of input signal. When input signal crosses 0.1 or reaches 0.1, it reacts. What is that? 0.1 into 5. So minimum output is 0.5 volt. Correct? What is that? 0.2 into 5. Output is 1 volt. Correct? If I say 1 into 5, output is 5 volt. Correct here. Then 1.3 into 5. Correct? This is 2.6 volt. 1.5 into 5. This is 3 volt. Sorry, it's 5 times multiplied, na? It's 5 times multiplied. 1 5 da 6.5. Okay? 1.5, 7.5. Like this. Now, here the thing is what? What will be below this and after this? Here, what is the multiplication factor? Amplification factor here in this region. Amplification factor is output upon input. Okay? Amplification factor. This is, here I write amplification factor. Amplification factor is A is always output upon input. Now thing is what? If I give input more than this, 2.1 into 5, that is 10.5, but it is overloaded. Supply is of 10 volt. It cannot supply output more than supply. Sorry, it cannot deliver output more than supply. So maximum will be 10 volt. Okay? What is this? Suppose if I say input is 3 volt. 3 5 is what? 15, but it will not supply. If I say 5 volt, 5 5 is 25, it will not supply. There is no limit on giving input. I can demand anything, your friend can demand anything, but how much you has to supply, that decides your limit. Okay? Here what we can say, even if I say 10 volt, output is 50, but it is not possible. Okay, below this if I say, I mark here, I want to check below this what will happen. If I say 0.05, but this much signal is not picked up from the input side. Okay, if the signal is not picked up, it is considered as a 0 only. So it is 0 volt. Even if I make 0.03, then also 0 volt, 0.01, then also 0 volt, 0.005, then also 0 volt. Even whatever less than that, it will be 0. Can you tell me what is amplification factor in this region? Amplification factor is equal to output upon input. This gives you, anywhere in this region if you see, 0.5 upon 0.1 is 5, 1 upon 0.2 is 5, 5 upon 1 is 5. So your amplification factor is 5 here. Okay. What about this? This is amplification factor A is 0. What about this? 10 by 2.5 less than 5. 10 by 10, it is less than 5. So here amplification factor decreases. Here amplification factor is stable. And here amplification factor is 0. So whenever I use a formula for the amplification factor formula is valid in this region only. What is this region? This region is called active region, where amplification factor is valid. What is this? This is cutoff region. Okay, cut off. This is not reacting at all. Here it is giving proper output. What is this? This is saturated, it's overloaded. This particular region is called saturation region. Got it? So amplification factor, formula for this is valid in saturation? No. Valid in cutoff? No. It is valid in active region only. So as I told you, this particular subject is completely in active region. Whatever amplifier we have to maintain, that we have to maintain in active region. We will be not working in cutoff and in saturation. What is the condition for this? Input junction. What is the condition for this? Input junction of the transistor must be forward bias and output junction must be reverse bias for the active region. You know, junction 1, junction 2, lecture 1. What is active region? Active region input junction must be forward bias and this junction must be reverse bias. This is the condition for active region. Correct? So, my third question. First question was whether amplifier will amplify output more than the supply. Answer is no. Second question was whether amplification factor is valid in all cases. No. Amplification factor is valid only in active region. It is not valid in cutoff, not valid in saturation. Now my third question. How we can amplify the signal? Now means this is pen. 2 pens. 4 pens. Is it magic? Can we amplify this? Is it possible? You know energy law of conversion. We cannot, energy neither be created nor be destroyed. Only one form of energy can be converted into another form. Then how we amplify the signal? We cannot destroy energy. We cannot generate energy. Only one form of energy can be converted into another form. Then how we amplify? Like if I say, if I give 1 volt, how we get 5 volt? Can we have a booster? Can we have some Yes, it is amplifier, but can we increase the level of energy? No. Then what is that? Then it is conversion. If it is 1 volt, it will take from the supply and it will supply output as a 5 volt. Who has to take care of that? Supply. This will behave. Output will behave. Output will take energy from the supply. But who, according to whose guideline? According to input guideline, input signal, whatever input is responding, whatever this input is increasing or decreasing, accordingly output will increase, but it will consume energy from the supply. Got it? So, I asked 3 questions and all answers were negative. Again, I repeat, whether amplifier will give output more than supply, answer is no, even less than that. Whether amplifier, whatever the amplification factor beta is output upon input is valid in all regions, answer is no, it is valid in active region only. Third, whether amplification is a magical thing, whether it is a destroying law of conversion, law of energy, the answer is no, it is not destroying law of energy, it is just conversion. Whenever amplification is what? Just taking energy from the supply. Now I will explain you how transistor behaves like amplifier. What we are going to see, suppose this is mic and here it is amplifier. Whatever I give, it will amplify. It's like a booster. Okay? But how this transistor will behave like a booster, how this transistor behave like amplifier, that we have to see. Correct? This is very important point. They ask for the 10 mark. Explain NPN transistor, explain PNP transistor as an amplifier. This is very common question, and if you are engineer, you must know how transistor behaves like amplifier. Okay? Before going into the transistor amplifier, again I want to clear your fundamental things about P layer, about N layer, and because without that you cannot understand the operation of transistor. Okay? Now, You tell me. Suppose this is P type and N type. What is this? This is PN junction. Okay? You know this is diode, this is anode, cathode. Studied many times, even in 12th also. How to make the junction forward bias? Simple. Apply positive here, P to the P, positive to the P, negative to the this. We can break the junction. Okay? Now, I tell you. If I add one more P here, how to make this junction forward bias? Apply positive. How to make this junction reverse bias? Apply negative. Which junction will turn on? This junction is forward bias. But what about this? This junction is reverse bias. See, P to the negative and negative to the positive side. So this particular junction becomes reverse bias. So this particular junction will have depletion layer. This will have obstacle. This is called a barrier. Okay? And what is this? It will vanish that junction. So this junction is forward bias. But what about this? This will not allow transistor current to flow. This will not allow this current to flow. Now you tell me what happens if I do like this. Suppose this is P and there is N, okay? But if I make this P, then whether current will be flowing? Yes, because this is P. 3 wires, 3 conductors are connected in series. That means what? This whole thing becomes like simple conductor. This is the basic principle of transistor. What happens in transistor? Transistor, if I say PNP or NPN, one layer is sandwiched between 2 layers. But suddenly what we do? Suddenly we change that. Suppose this is PNP. Then suddenly we change this N layer to P layer. And whole thing becomes PPP. Got it? And because of that, transistor starts conducting. And how to do that I will explain. But if there are 3 layers and middle layer, if we change the polarity, now you tell me whether this is N type or P type. Suppose if I say N type, P type and N type. Okay. Whenever we consider doping, so first I want to tell you what are the minority carriers, what are the majority carriers, and who decides conduction, or who decides the whether that semiconductor is P type or N type. Okay. Now suppose this is one silicon layer. You know, at room temperature 273 degree Kelvin. Correct? This is ice temperature. 300 degree Kelvin. This is room temperature. Okay. Now, at room temperature, whether this is conductor, as I told you, around 2 to 3% conductor will be there. So some, like there are few, suppose this is conduction band, suppose this is valence band and conduction band. Few electrons, suppose you know valence band and conduction band. Valence band is always full for any material, whether it is insulator or conductor or semiconductor. Silicon is a semiconductor, you know, in physics. Valence band is always full for any type of solid. Okay. Now what happens because of temperature? Temperature behaves like external energy. So this particular electron will jump into the conduction band. So there will be one free electron. What about this? There is one vacancy of electron. Got it? So if one electron jumps from valence band to conduction band, that electron becomes free. But there is always one hole. That is also we can treat like a free hole. So simply one electron, because of heat, if generated, then it will generate electron hole pair. We cannot say single electron is generated. Correct? This is called particular, this is free electron and hole. Now, if I say here, number of electrons, I say 10. Number of holes, I say 10. Electron is also charge carrier. What is the charge on electron? Is negative. What is the charge on hole? Positive. Both are charge carriers. This will also carry charge. This will also carry charge. Correct? In this silicon, there are total 20 charge carriers. Half of them of electron and half holes. Positive charge is balanced by negative charge. Okay? Now thing is what? You tell me what type of carriers are majority carriers here and what type of carriers are minority carriers here in silicon. So answer is no. There is no majority, no minority. Okay? Because 10-10, equal, neutral. This silicon is neutral. Now interesting thing. Now if I add some, this is called doping. Doping is what? Doping is adding impurity into the pure semiconductor. We can add either N type of impurity or we can add, that is a trivalent impurity or pentavalent impurity. Pentavalent impurity, if I add, it will be N type of material. That is not electron hole pair. We will be adding one extra impurity into that. Correct? We are not creating pair. We are not creating pair. That means what? Here heat will generate pair, electron hole pair. But doping will not create pair. Suppose if I say around 1000 electrons are added. N type. How many holes added? Nothing. We can have completely N type of impurity. This is pentavalent impurity. I can add phosphor and something. Correct? So pentavalent impurity if I add, what will be the total electrons? 1010 electrons. What are the total holes? 10. Who is the majority carriers? Majority electrons. What type of material it is? It is N type of material. Why? Because majority of negative charge. Got it? So that means what? Whenever there is a majority, who decides whether it's N type or P type? Carriers decides whether it's N type or P type. If number of electrons are more than number of holes, then it is N type, and number of electrons are less than number of holes, then it is P type. This is N type material, this is P type material. Got it? So who decides the type of the semiconductor? Type of the semiconductor is decided by the carriers. Majority carriers decide the type of the material. Okay? You are clear with this? Now, here, if I do something like this, suppose this is P type material. Okay, P type. Having something 10 electrons and with some doping, I add 20 holes. So total will be 30 holes. Got this? 10 electrons because of temperature. Similarly, there will be 10 holes because of temperature. Now with the doping process, I am adding 20 holes into that. So what will be that? 30 holes. Okay? What type of material it is? It is P type of material. Now what I do? Suppose I want to change the profile of this. Suppose if I add, this is called injection. I will tell you how this injection process will work. Injection. I am suppose injecting 1000 electrons into this. What will happen? Whether it's a P type, No. Here will be 1010 electrons. What type of material it is? It is n-type. So if material is p-type, can we change that to the n-type? Yes, by injecting something. Whether it is a permanently inject? No, it may be temporarily. Temporarily injecting, we can change the profile of that. Suppose if I remove electrons, again it will be p-type. So can I change the property of that? Yes, this happens in transistor amplifier. That is the thing we have to do. If that material is, base is lightly doped. Base is lightly doped. Base is very thin. Correct? And base is p-type. What we do? We inject some electrons into that and suddenly that base becomes n-type. And that's the thing, the whole rail becomes n-type. And that is the transistor amplifier. I will explain the working of the transistor amplifier. You can see this. Okay. This is the NPN transistor. This side is emitter. Emitter should be from the input side. I treat like a common base configuration. Here about collector. So you know about actual construction of the transistor. Already that I have covered in first lecture. Transistor has 3 layers. Collector is wider than all. Correct? About base. Base is very thin. Okay? About doping profile. This is n-type, but this is heavily doped. See the number of electrons here. This is n-type, but this is moderately doped. This is p-type. It is lightly doped. This is doping profile. Now you know there are two junctions. Junction J1 and junction J2. To make the transistor inactive, to keep transistor in active region, as I told in AE, we are going to see transistor in active region only. So in AE, to keep transistor in active region, input junction should be forward bias and the junction should be reverse bias. Okay, so how to make forward bias? This is n-type, this is p-type and n-type. So forward bias, negative to the this. N to the N. Okay. This junction should be reverse bias. It is N, so we have to maintain positive like this. Here I am showing you stacked batteries. I will tell you what is the reason of this. See, actually we have to maintain flow from this side. Okay. See, if I see this battery is of 100 volt. Stacked meaning or what? Many batteries are connected in series. You know, voltages are added in series. So if you see this complete flow, see if I start from here, negative, positive, negative, positive, see negative, positive, negative, positive. This thing, if I say suppose this is 2 volt and variable. So total voltage will be 102 volt. Whatever the flow will be because of 102 volt. Okay? But let's see what happens here. How this transistor behaves like amplifier I will show you. Okay? To see this, I want to see the current here. So I connect somewhere bulb. I want to check the intensity of bulb. Okay? So how current will be moving? Current will be moving from this direction. But minority will be flowing in opposite way. I say, whatever the electrons flow, current flow is opposite to that. You know, in 12th standard also, in first year physics also. So here I want to explain the working. See, working is very simple. Your fundamental things I have already covered. So it takes around 2 minutes to explain. Okay, see. What happens in normal case? Here I maintain this equal to 0 volt. Okay. So what is total voltage applied over here? 100. Whether this device should turn on, let's see what happens for this 100 volt. Here positive is connected. Here negative is connected. So negative to the N type. What happens? This junction is forward bias. but positive to the N type. This junction is reverse bias. What will happen? This junction is forward bias, but this junction will provide you depletion layer. Here, this junction will generate depletion layer. This junction is reverse bias. This depletion layer will spread out here in this particular region. Correct? So this red portion will not allow the current. What is the intensity of bulb? 0. Even though 100 volt is applied, no current is flowing. Why? Because there is one restriction. This junction is reverse bias because of 100 volt. Correct? This junction is forward bias. Even it is not forward bias, here if I say, this is like a neutral. Pay attention here. Whatever the negative terminal connected here, for the 0 volt, same negative terminal connected here. Suppose if I say PN diode, what will happen? You tell me. Suppose this is PN diode. If I give here 2 volt, if I give here 2 volt, what will happen to this? Nothing. To turn on the depletion layer, potential difference across junction must be greater than 0.7 volt and P should be positive than the negative. If I apply plus 100 volt over here and plus 100 volt here, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Diode will not turn on. Why? Because there is no potential difference. Here should be 0.7 volt, here should be 0.7 volt greater than this. Correct? So because of this, this will not turn on. Now tell me, if I apply this minus 100 and minus 100, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Whether this will break the depletion layer? No. It is in natural form. So, even though theoretically if I say this junction is forward bias, but for the 0 volt it is not forward bias. This is in natural form. What about this? This is, see, here negative terminal is connected here and positive of this is connected here. So around 100 volt across this reverse bias or because of 100 volt. So there will be huge spread out of the depletion layer and this will not allow current to flow from any direction. Got it? Now we have to do something. See, what to do here? Our job is what? If I increase the voltage, anything will happen? No, nothing will happen because this junction is already reverse bias. Now we will be using trick. What is the trick? As I told, if there are 3 layers, suppose this is N, P and N. Suddenly if I make this N, then we can make full conduction. This is the thing we have to do. See, pay attention. How many volts here? 1, 2, 3. I take one example. Here around 10,000 electrons. Moderately doped, around 1,000 electrons. How many volts here? I say only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 volts. Okay? Less is the doping, more is the amplification factor. Thin is the base, more is the amplification factor because doping will be less. Okay? Now see, here I want to tell you the working of this. So very simple. At around, it's basically diode, PN junction is diode. What I am applying negative, I am applying positive here and negative here. So I am trying to make this junction on. See, suppose there is a PN junction, P and N. Okay, I slowly vary. I am making this forward bias. See, positive is connected to P, negative is connected to N. Now I make this variable and slowly I go on varying. At 0 volt, what will happen? Nothing. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. At around 0.6, officially we say at around 0.7, the depletion layer becomes 0 and this device starts conducting. What is the graph of this? At 0.1 this is suppose current and this is suppose voltage. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, no current will be flowing. 0.1, 0.2, at around 0.7 it starts conducting. This is diode characteristics, this thing. Okay? So at 0.7 it starts conducting. At 0.7 volts some electrons will be jumping into that. So here till 0.6 nothing will happen. At around 0.7 what will happen? Few electrons, few carriers will be jumping into this. Who is going to attract this? Actually, that positive signal is going to attract. See, negative is connected here. This battery will be added in series. So, this effect is because of whole thing. So, this negative terminal is connected here. See, positive, negative, positive, negative. Okay. So, all carriers, not all, but carriers will be attracted that side because this is heavily doped. So they will be jump into the P region. They have to jump into the P region and then they will be attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery. Okay. But now I say around 100 carriers are jumped into this at 0.7 volt. 100 carriers are injected into this. They want to travel towards positive side. But there are 5 holes. Correct? What about the electron and holes? They will combine. There are total 100. 5 got vanished. Okay? How much is remaining? 95 carriers will be remaining. Here will be 95 carriers. And what is that? 95 electrons. How many holes? Nothing. How many electrons? 10,000. How many electrons? 1,000. This is n-type. This is n-type. How many electrons here? 95 electrons. How many holes? No holes. Already combined because of 5 electrons. So this particular material is now n-type of material. See, it is n, n, n. This is total slab. And the 95 electrons will be flowing this side. Okay? And because of that, it will have conductivity. Now, interesting thing is what? Who attracts the electron? This battery. Who makes it forward bias? This battery. This is controller. Now I change something. Suppose if I make 0.71, 200 electrons are jumping into this. How many are combined? 5 electrons are combined. 195 electrons are flowing this side. So intensity will increase. Okay. Suppose if I make this 0.75, 1000 electrons are jumping into this. This is n-type. 5 electrons are combined. Correct. So 995 electrons will be flowing to this. See, intensity is because of what? Because of flow of carriers, because of electrons, and suppose intensity will increase. Okay. So at particular point, if I say 0.8 or something at 1 volt, what will happen? Around full, like 10,000 electrons will be flowing to this. This is purely n-type. Okay. Pure n-type. This is also pure n-type. This is also pure n-type. And something like here, 9,995 electrons will be flowing, and because of that, brightness will be 100%. Okay. So thing is what? From 0.7 to 1 volt, if I vary this. Correct? How much? From 0.7 to 1 volt. I get intensity from 0 to full. Now this bulb is glowing on what? This bulb is glowing because of this 100 volt. Not because of this. So who is controlling? This signal is controlling what? It is controlling the injection. But this is the supply. This is supply. And bulb is on because of the supply. Not because of this. It is just pushing. It is just opening the door. It is just opening the door. Carriers are attracted towards positive side. But who opens the door? This opens the door. So this is input. And now what I can say, from 0.7 to 1. Even if I increase 0.1 volt, I get increase in around 10 volt over there. If I measure voltage across this, if I put resistor, and if I replace this with the resistor, this is called load resistor. And if I measure voltage across this VO, Then we get voltage from very low voltage, like from 0 volt to 100 volt. For change of what? 0.1 volt here. For change of 0.1 volt to 0.3 volt, like this. So what is this? For very small change from the input side, I can vary this much voltage from the output side. Got it? So that is called amplification. Boosting the strength of weak signal without changing its original shape. If I make high, we get high. If we make low, we get low. What shape I give here, I get output. And this particular behaves like amplifier. As I told, amplifier is not like it's a conversion of the energy. It is just opening the door. So input junction is there to open the door. The base is a controller. This junction is a controller. Base junction is a controller. Okay? And which will make N. After injection, the layer becomes N layer, N layer, and N layer. Even though transistor is of NPN. So like this transistor behaves like amplifier. Okay? So this is very important topic about amplifier. Every engineer must know how transistor behaves like amplifier. Amplifier is not a magic, it's just conversion. Correct? But it is quite difficult to understand. If your fundamental things are clear, then you can do anything about this particular subject. So amplification is nothing but just conversion. Okay? So for today, because this is theory lecture, so for today, this is all for today. Because next time I will consider this configuration. Next time what I will do, I will consider, the transistor amplifier. Next time I will consider common base, common emitter, common collector. Okay, there are 3 types of configuration, like common base, common emitter, and common collector. What I will do in next time, I will consider all 3 configuration. In all 3 configuration, which one is best and why? So you will come to know that common emitter is the excellent combination. I will explain why. Then we will consider common emitter for our study purpose. Then we will modify whether this is amplifying properly. What I will do? Amplifier, it's okay. I will connect mic over here. This is mic. Okay. Okay, this is load. I can connect speaker over here. Now I want to check the real sound. I want to really test the signal. Practically, I want to check what is the output. So whether this is giving any difficulty, or if there is a difficulty, then how to solve that? That I will explain in next lecture. Okay. So 3 types of configuration: circuit of the all, how C configuration is better than all. Correct. I will give you the comparison. Then I will consider C and I will modify the circuit. Then I will explain what is the sensitivity, what is the thermal runaway, how sensitivity is decreased using thermal resistor, how to remove the thermal runaway. Correct. And we will make a proper amplifier and then study of that amplifier, DC and AC analysis. Then completely next lecture will be completely mathematical lecture. There will be no theory lecture. Okay. But before doing some calculation, you must know fundamental things of what we are studying. Okay. This is all for today. You revise, you see this video 2-3 times. Correct. I request you to see this video 2-3 times because transistor and amplifier is a very important topic. Correct. And it will gain you, if you know this, you can create impression on professors also. Okay. So for today, bye for today. And next lecture, very soon I will give you the next lecture on this. Okay. Bye.